right, welcome to another St. Kennard Files video chat. I got my boy Bill here, and we got Owen. What going on, y'all?
How's it going?
How's it going?
Hey, man, let's talk a little Muddlefoots. Y'all mind talking some Muddlefoots today?
All right, let's do it.
Not at all. Let's do it.
Well, the Muddlefoots I think have always kind of got shafted, and I understand a little bit why. They never got a Playmates toy except for Honker. They didn't get the Kellogg's toy line, the figures that came for free when you ordered the Kellogg's and you sent the coupons in, and they came in the mail. And then the Funko Pops. We have nothing Muddlefoots. Do you think the Muddlefoot should have been included on one of the toy lines or something, or even just anything involving Darkwing? Let's start with Owen.
Okay.
I think for sure Honker was shafted a bit. I mean, he was such a major player in most episodes. I mean, he was Gosling's best friend. He was Launchpad's best friend. So I think Honker for sure, at least like a Funko Pop or something, if not. So I don't know about Herb or Binky or Tank. I think Herb and Binky for sure over Tank. But that's just I think Honker for sure.
What about you, Bill?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the figures, like we've talked about the Playmates figures, it was a smart move on their part to include Honker into that because, and you have talked about it on the podcast, DW, Launchpad, Goslin, and Honker, the fearsome foursome, right there. But yeah, not having him into the Funko Pop line, that's a bit of a heartbreaker, I'm sure, for many, like myself.
Yeah.
With Herb and Binky and Tank, I don't know about the Funko Pops. That would be kind of tough to do unless you did maybe like a 3-pack or something. Maybe that would be some sort of incentive.
That's like a good idea, to have them in a 3-pack to kind of push the whole family.
Right. That would have been kind of a cool way to display them and include Honker. I mean, if you're going to put them all together, that'd be kind of a neat way to incorporate all of them. But yeah, it's kind of a shame that they aren't given a lot of attention like some of the other characters in the show.
Do you think the Muddlefoots had an important role? Kind of like there's some shows where the neighbors were very important, like kind of like Urkel, where he just blew up and he actually took over the show. And then you had like Married with Children, where the Darcys never took over the show, but they had an impact. Do you guys feel the Muddlefoots kind of had an impact? Let's start with you this time, Bill.
Yeah, I think they did for sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure when Tad Stones was coming up with the concept of the show, he was thinking about the other lifestyle of or the lifestyle of Drake Mallard and the suburban style that he and Goslin and Launchpad would have to deal with. And I mean, if you're going to live in suburbia, you got to have these off the wall neighbors to put up with all the time. And I mean, they were a perfect riff for Drake to deal with, the next door neighbors. So yeah, I mean, they were perfectly written. I don't think there could have been anything else to have been done otherwise. I think they were great.
How about you, Owen?
Yeah, I definitely think the Muddlefoots were definitely important to show the ordinary lifestyle of Drake Mallard and just like a comparison, because you see like a superhero, but you don't really see his day-to-day life and like a suburban lifestyle. So, having the Muddlefoots play a part in that, I think was a very interesting storytelling point of view. And at least one member of every Muddlefoot member had a episode all to themselves, I believe. Even Tank in the Negaverse. But it is interesting how each character has an impact on Drake, and so yeah.
Okay, without picking Honker, who would be your favorite Muddlefoot, Owen?
I'd probably have to say Herb. Pelicans Island, his costume, Pelicans Island, like his carefree attitude at times is pretty funny. But when he needs to be a strict dad, he's a strict dad, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
How about you, Bill?
I can't disagree with Owen on that one. It's got to be Herb. You can't go wrong with just that comical ability that Jim brought to that character.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he was parodying somebody, and the name escapes me right now, but he really kind of infused him with that sound. And animation wise, I mean, it was perfect. But and again, Disney Afternoon character, you can't go wrong with a Hawaiian shirt, you know.
Yeah. Do you think there's anywhere else like where the Muddlefoot kind of got shafted, like, you know, the video games maybe, or like even on the board game? I think Honker's not even a character on there, and he's on the cover. I don't think he is. Let me see. But do you guys think they got shafted overall? You know, like video games and stuff, puzzles and coloring books, like they weren't on there really.
Yeah, as for gaming, I feel like that'd be a difficult thing to infuse them into like video games.
Mm-hmm.
I know they took a lot of, and again, I go back to Tailspin a lot, but I know they use, and DuckTales even, they've used a lot of supplemental characters in DuckTales, like Mrs. Beakley and Gyro, as supplemental characters in the video game at one point or another, and even in Tailspin with Wildcat.
Mm-hmm.
They even threw him in there. But with the Muddlefuts, I guess it'd be kind of tough to take down the action in a video game to kind of bring it down to that, you know, whole, I guess, concept of like the suburbanites
Mm-hmm.
catching in with Darkwing. And as for coloring books and all that, other media, yeah, I feel like they kind of got a little bit of the shaft.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been a shame, but I mean, if they had it out there, I know I would have
Yeah.
picked up some.
How about you, Owen?
yeah, I haven't played much of the TurboGrafx game, so I can't say for that. But I think it is difficult to incorporate the Muddlefoots in modern games, especially with Darkwing, because you, in the mobile games you have Darkwing, you have Launchpad, and
Mm-hmm.
there's rumors that they might add a Goslin and Honker team up. But you know, it's as players, as avatars, but it's difficult to put Herb and Binky and Tank in such a gaming role. Maybe like in the background when they're waving, like, "Hey, I know that guy. He saved my life once." And just,
Yeah.
but that's about it. You know, from the very few comics I've read of Darkwing, they are pretty comical in that too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I know with Honker on the TurboGrafx, he's actually in the game, but he's like, it's only like during the game while you're playing it, you have to collect these puzzle pieces and stuff and create like a map, and he's in the background of it. That's it. You know, other than that, Honker's has no key point. But I remember in DuckTales, like Launchpad had a small role, but he was in the game. You know, in the video game DuckTales, he would like fly Scrooge off, you know, on the little chopper. It would have been kind of cool
Right.
to just let them have a cameo or something, you know.
right.
Yeah, or even like when Launchpad would appear,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I always felt like Honker was always LP's sidekick.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the, I guess the dynamic that the two of those guys could have had. But I guess they
Mm-hmm.
didn't go with it. It was a shame. But
Okay.
who knows?
All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. We wanted just a little chit chat about the Muddlefoots. Y'all tune in and make sure to subscribe and follow us. We're signing out.
Stay dangerous.
Stay dangerous.